Night Swim. So I think I made a video about some upcoming horror movies for 2024, and I'm pretty sure I had Night Swim as one of the movies I'm most excited about on there. Night Swim came out yesterday, and I went to see it today. Night Swim was my first new horror movie of 2024, and I'm just gonna tell you, it's a good movie. Not great, but definitely good. There are a couple of jump scares in there, and it has an easy to follow plot, so that's always a good thing. There's no need to try and make your horror movie the scariest thing ever. You can shine by doing some things better than others. I really feel like Night Swim took the less is more approach. Like, I can count on my hands the number of jump scares it had, but they were so well placed, they even made me jump a little. For the most part, the horror aspect exists within the background. What I mean by that is they had a couple of scenes where there were unknown entities moving in the background. That's not me complaining because they worked. The background specters really kept my focus on the film and what was happening right in front of me. Another thing Night Swim did well was the whole haunted pool theme. How many times have we heard of a haunted pool? I can think of 2 or maybe 3 similar horror film plots. There's Dark Water. I felt like they took some tips from Dark Water because there were some scenes that looked extremely similar. There's The Lady in the Water. I rewatched this movie last year and I really liked it. It wasn't your typical horror film. I feel like if anything it's more of a suspense or fantasy drama film, but still, it had the water motif. I like the ending to The Lady in the Water, but back to Night Swim. There are a lot of scenes where you can pretty much guess what's about to happen next, but that's something that I do a lot when I watch anything. I think it's fun to try and guess what's going to happen before it does. For example, the beginning scene. I don't like spoiling the movie for you, but when the little girl gets in her situation, I had already predicted the outcome. The same goes for the ending. There was no other way for the film to end, in my opinion. Aside from being predictable, Night Swim managed to deliver some decent dialogue. In addition to that, it did not feel forced. All the interactions between the characters felt genuine. For the most part, I didn't like when the daughter failed to alert the authorities, and the actions they took when confronted with different conflict made the movie feel real. In a lot of my videos, I always say how it's important for a movie to be authentic to itself. Pulling inspiration from other films that have been successful is fine, but don't copy and paste. Put your own spin on it. That's exactly what Night Swim did. I really get the impression that Night Swim was written by someone with a lot of experience with horror films. I mean, duh, it's Blumhouse. I feel like they did just enough to say the movie will be good and original, and hey, there's nothing wrong with just barely getting a passing grade. It's still passing. All in all, if you are a big fan of horror movies, you might want to give Night Swim a shot. Don't expect anything too spectacular, but it's good. Maybe not great, but definitely good.